All right, I think we're live. Welcome back to Crypto Front. This is the front line where we are fighting for financial freedom. We want to be taking a look at the market really because a lot of things are really going crazy right at this point. It's the beginning of the month. I think the conventional wisdom is that uh, you know for the most part, like October's are actually very much bullish for the crypto market. And really, if you look at the data, that actually is the case. But we're beginning the month here on really not such a great spot, to be honest with you. Not because the market is really dumping so hard, but it really doesn't look very good because of the recent news that is breaking out in the Middle East that, Iran is officially attacking Israel. And as you can see here from this tweet by WastedBet, they have actually officially said they are in a war with Israel, right? So just in Israel says it will carry out powerful airstrikes through the Middle East tonight. So you see, I mean, really, how is this supposed to be happening in 2024, right? This one attacks this one, then this one retaliates, this one gives this one money, then, I mean, really, what is happening here? I mean, whether you like it or not, obviously, we don't want to be talking much about politics, but you can already see that this is incompetence from the leadership of the United States. I'll say this 100%. People will agree with me, some people will not agree, but I think if you had a strong leader who doesn't take like vacations each and every single weekend and every single, day in the middle of the week, this will probably not be happening. So imagine if Israel will now start carrying powerful strikes throughout the Middle East tonight. What is going to be happening? Are more countries going to be involved in this war? And then this whole thing potentially breaks into a third world war. This is not so great, right? So obviously with that news, we are also seeing the rest of the market reacting to that. And it started maybe 3 hours ago, and we were seeing like really huge drops coming out of a lot of these other altcoins. I would say that this is a great opportunity to be picking up on some of the things because really most of these altcoins had become very much expensive, especially last week, right? We had like some great rallies to the upside, but right now this is a good reset. If you are just gonna be ignoring the fact that some people are dying in a war, I mean, I'm not saying this to make anybody feel guilty or what, but I think probably this is an opportunity to pick up on your best projects that you would actually like. So we're going to start here with our favorite altcoins, Jasmine, ICP. We'll talk about Bitcoin. We'll talk about XRP. We'll talk about a lot of the other things. So earlier today, I was texting in the Discord, and I was telling my Patreon members that, you know what, I really don't feel very much comfortable in opening any long positions because the market is a very critical point, and because of that, I wasn't comfortable opening this trade. I was expecting some kind of a rejection. I wasn't really expecting something like very big like this, but I was very much reluctant. So let's see where we are with Bitcoin. Right at this point, as you can see, the pattern has been lower highs up until last Saturday or last Friday, when we set a higher high compared to the previous high that we had set right there. But now we're getting a rejection. Where do I expect some kind of support to show up right there? I think it's very much obvious that this line here, right around what is that? Maybe 60,500 or 60,600 there, beginning that level, there will be some kind of a support level that shows up. And then, yeah, right around $60,000 is a very good spot. Let's go ahead and refer to like a Fibonacci retracement and see if there is any Fibonacci retracement that is coming into confluence with that. Yeah, not really, to be honest with you. Maybe the 0.5 Fibonacci retracement level is right around 61,000. I think we've already bounced from there. So I don't know if this was the whole move, but I think with this kind of news, it's very much fluid, and you still see a lot of price action that is going to be coming from this. But I think the most important question right at this point in everybody's mind is, does this kind of an event cancel the bull cycle, for example, right? Like, are we never going to see an October or something like that? Because leading into this moment, everybody has been saying that October is a bullish month. And to be honest with you, I don't blame anyone. The data actually suggests that. I mean, we were seeing some Septembers which the price really rallies up by 25% and things like that. So I think just according to the data, that assertion is actually very much correct. So right now, I will take you to the total market cap of altcoins, because I think this is where a story is being told, where the rest of the market is actually going to be leading to. So let's go here to total 2 real quick, and I'll show you what I think here. So yeah, we are seeing here that the market had rallied very well up until we had a peak right here in March 2024, right? Then we had a drawdown here. Now, usually what happens in this market is you will see the market rallying like this. Let me show you like real quick in the sketch, right? You see the market rallying. Let me catch that nice and easy. Rally, then you crash, right? You rally again in form of a retrace, and then you go a little bit of sideways accumulating, then you push one more time to the upside. So I think this is a fantastic structure that the altcoins are pausing right now, because we have tested the main resistance level here. If I may just show you, this is the main support level that we have back tested. That is great. Now the question is, what is now going to be happening in this moment where we are now? There are two scenarios which are happening. Trust me, I won't say that the market is either going to go up or down, right? I'm going to show you real quick what I think the market is going to do. So it's either we are going to continue having this kind of an accumulation for the coming months or for the remaining months of this year, and then we eventually push towards the upside. This is something that is more likely according to structures that we have seen before in the market. So we may actually have officially entered a range, and it may take maybe a month or two to play out before we see a huge breakout towards the upside. Now, the other scenario is a scenario in which we just, don't listen to the resistance levels that we are seeing here, and we completely break out here, maybe stop a little bit, then we come, maybe form an ABC correction here. Then again, the market really continues to push towards the upside. So as you can see from both scenarios that I have right at this point, I still think that the market still remains very much bullish. What changes or what differs is how long we're going to be accumulating here. But I really don't think that this event is going to be canceling the long-term perception that we have here for the altcoins and Bitcoin as well. So that's really where I am right now. And in as much as the picture on Bitcoin is not that very much clear, I think it's because more than anything, really, the price has just been sideways. And when you are sideways, you really have polarization, right? Because you usually have two teams, right? You have team up and then you have team down, but you don't have a team which is supporting sideways action. And this is exactly what we have had ever since, March until this point. So yeah, I think the range continues a little bit more before we see like decisive pushes towards the upside or something like that here. So we'll talk a little bit about the Jasmy price set, because I saw that we lost a very key important level here with Jasmy, and I wasn't expecting that. So you can see that we had a long position here, but take a look at this. With Jasmy, we have always been saying that what you want to see, let me open my Gate.io chart, because this is where we had actually had all demarcations. Now with the Jasmy price set, I think I've said time and again that, look guys, if you want to be bullish here for the Jasmy price set, remember, number one, you are above the 50 daily moving average. Is that where we are right now? Let me just delete this one real quick. Take a look at this. This is not great news, I will say. This we are trading now below the 50 daily moving average, but the daily candle hasn't closed just yet, so it's probably too early to jump to conclusions. But this is not a good early sign. I think in many of my videos I've said this time and again that the 50 daily moving average needs to hold. We need to be trading above it if we really want to see continuation towards the upside. So we don't have that right at this point. And also the RSI broke below the 60 mark again, so not looking very much pretty here for the Jasmy price. So let's see the EMA rebound. Maybe we are still holding that one very well. Again, we have lost all those things here for the Jasmy price. So honestly speaking, things are not looking great for the Jasmy price, because the three bullish things that we want to see are not appearing there. They're just not there, right? So let's see how support levels are going to be holding right there. So right now the price is sitting at 2 cents, right around that level. Here, if we start to see the price revisiting 1.8 cents, probably that's not going to be very good, because you're likely to break the support at 1.5 cents. But too early to call, really too early to call. And by the way, I'm just opening the charts right now, and I haven't done like a lot of research. I usually want to do research before I come and present the data. So I saw that there is a lot of breaking news on the market, and I decided I want to get to you guys as soon as possible, as fast as I can, so that you won't be worried. Like, where is this guy? He usually makes videos when the price is going up. Today, when the price is down, he's nowhere to be found. I want to be with you as always because I feel exactly what you are feeling, and we are in this together, right? So this is where we are with the Jasmine price. That if I may just say my honest truth, is that you guys know that we have been looking at the 50 daily moving average, we've been looking at the EMA weapon, we've been looking at the RSI. We don't have any of those things happening right at this point, meaning that Jasmine is slightly bearish in the immediate short term. So let's take a look at ICP, Internet Computer Protocol, and also look at the conditions that we wanted to see here for bullish continuation. And here with ICP, let's open the Binance chart. So we really don't care about the 50 daily moving average here with ICP or anything. Even the EMA weapon really doesn't matter, but the time frame that really matters a lot for ICP is a 3 daily time frame. And man, this is not so nice. This is really not so nice. You can see that the support level that we were having, the local support, has literally been broken. I mean, there is nothing that is remaining there. The RSI is now trading at 48, which is below 50. Again, remember that the condition here was for a bullish trend to continue for ICP is we need to see ICP on a 3 daily time frame and the RSI breaking above 50. So you can see this instance here that we had back in October 2023. This is what was leading the price to push towards the upside. And also in this case here, January 2023, the sustained rally that we were having was also being sustained because of the break in the RSI. Right now, we don't have that as well, and that is an area of concern. I will tell you that 100%. So let's see the kind of decision that I'll be making in the coming few hours. Looking at the market, I think probably I won't sleep very much today because I need to understand what are the next steps to take, right? And I'll definitely be, updating you probably with a video tomorrow or with a text or a tweet or whatever what we can do, right? For the Discord group, the Patreon members, I think I can just write a quick text and we can know what kind of strategy we are employing. But for now, ICP has also lost that bullish touch that it was having, at least according to the indicators, right? The price action itself, really nothing has changed because it's still maintaining those higher highs as it goes like that. Let's talk about XRP a little bit here because XRP was having its mini rally, and that's one thing, one disadvantage really with XRP is, number one, it doesn't move when the rest of the market tries to move last. But things like this happen, and then again it doesn't have the run again. So I'm a little bit frustrated with that, but I'm still holding it. We have a long position that we opened at 48 cents, and I think that is still very much profitable. So yeah, holding the trend line. Let's see what eventually happens right there. Oh yeah, there was one which was making noise a lot, and that was Sui, right? So Sui and its ecosystem are actually doing very well, and let's see how it's holding right now. Oh yeah, it's still holding pretty high, 173. It was stopping at 190 earlier today, so 170 is really not that bad. It's down slightly. So that's where we are in the market real quick. I mean, if you guys have anything that you want us to take a look at, we can do that real fast. And yeah, feel free to ask anything that you want. So Manny Albert says, what's happening? Woke up 1,000 in losses on 6K investment. Yeah, Iran is attacking Israel for the death of the leader of Hezbollah. That's what the market is reacting to. Now, usually when things like this happen, they happen at technical levels, and if you're a technical analyst, you would have seen that these things were going to happen. I didn't have the courage to go short today earlier in the morning, but I was saying to Patreon members that the market is at a resistance, and I'm not willing to open a long position. I have no idea why I just didn't say that I want to go ahead and open a short position, but honestly, I didn't have the courage to do that, considering that everybody was saying boo, 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 bullish, 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 and the data was actually showing that. So I didn't have the courage to do that. But if I had actually stuck to the plan, we could have actually been in profits right now, shorting the whole thing down. Now let's see here. Joachim Hay says, can you do BTC? Will we go down more? Let's see here. BTC, I talked a little bit about it, and let's go here. So this is BTC right now, and on a daily time frame, as I was illustrating earlier on, that we have been making lower highs all the time, but the high that we set on Friday was actually a higher high compared to this level here. So this is a higher high, but that also is becoming a rejection. So what is the likely thing that is going to happen? There is immediate horizontal support right around this level here, as you can see. So right around 60,000 is an area of support. Is it going to be able to hold? Really, it remains to be seen, because look, this whole thing that is happening right now with BTC is a range. It's a really big range that starts from $73,000 and it falls all the way down to maybe something like $51,000. So it's a $20,000 range, and it's really wide. I'll say that. So yeah, let me go ahead and pull my Fibonacci retracement to one more time here from bottom to top. For support levels which are much more concrete, you probably want to see BTC going to $58,000, but again, as I said, you have to pass by the strong horizontal support that is there around 60,000. So let's see if it falls all the way back down to something like 58,000. I think the message that I want to drive home real fast, as I said earlier on, because the picture here with BTC may not be all that clear, but if you take a look at altcoins, right, their structure is also looking very good. So let's go here to total 2, and let me just try to explain it one more time. I see two scenarios here for altcoins. It's either we're going for a very long accumulation. By long accumulation, I mean 2-3 months, or we are going to have another pump towards the upside. And let me also quote real values here so that people understand what really am I talking about. You see, we've got high retracement levels here, probably something like a 1 trillion market cap in terms of all altcoins is a level that we can hit. Okay, so let's say we get a quick recovery from the market, right? We go on to hit something like a 1 trillion, then we have an ABC correction that probably maybe doesn't fall all the way back here, but still manages to pull itself up and continues way higher, right? The second scenario that I think will happen is that, of course, here we have begun a Wyckoff accumulation pattern, and these are the very early stages. So it means that we still have got, things like this to do, and then off and away we go. For now, I will just be honest with you. I don't think a scenario in which we just start crumbling towards the downside here is very, very much possible. I don't think it's very possible. I think the most likely scenarios are that we have an accumulation, then we continue pushing towards the upside. But hey, wow, the market is really down right at this point. I'm seeing minus 10%, minus 5, okay, minus 25. Okay, yeah, the market panicked a little bit because of this news, and there are reasons to be panicking actually, because this is war. You never know how it goes. Bib says, come on Jasmine. Yeah, I literally also said come on Jasmine, because this is not looking so great for the Jasmine price. Let's see real quick here, right? So it's Jasmine. Maybe I actually have to go off stream very fast, because I need to see what kind of strategy we need here, because this is not looking all too good. Again, the RSI is tanking below the 60 mark that we want to see. The 50 daily moving average is broken. We are trading below the 50 daily moving average, although we haven't closed the daily candle below it. If we are continuously trading below the 50 daily moving average, I think, yeah, shorting the Jasmine price would not be such a bad idea, and I'll show you why. Because really, for example, in this situation, when we initially started breaking below the 50 daily moving average here, right, look at what eventually happened. Another strong push toward the upside. It really gets aggressive, guys. Let me just tell you that it really gets aggressive, and we'll see. But for us to take any sort of action, the daily candle has to close. So that's why I was saying that probably I won't be sleeping today, because I have to kind of maybe see everything. I mean, man, this is not good. I don't like this. I don't like this. I don't like this. But I should have actually taken a short position. Let me see if I can show you the Discord message that I was sending earlier on to Patreon members real quick, right? Let's see. So this is okay. So this is the short position that I opened later. But okay, look at this. So Was it 30 September? Okay. Hi everyone, welcome back to a new week. Oh, it was yesterday actually, it wasn't today. I was posting this message earlier on today in the page, and I was saying that welcome to a new week, and I hope everybody's enjoying it. What. But I was saying that yeah, no, I can't read what I even read myself. You know what? Forget about it. But this was the message, and I was a little bit weak on myself. Let me just say, I didn't find the coverage to go ahead and short the market when I was supposed to do that, because it was very clear that the market is on a resistance. But I decided to hold the trades, and at least I didn't open new long position trades, because that would have actually been very much devastating. So this is where we are, guys, with the market right now. I don't know if you guys have got any questions. Real quick, show me that thing that you want us to talk about, and then we can talk. If you actually have got like any question that you want to ask me too, we can answer it real quick, because I won't be making any videos today. Rather, I will probably start making a video tomorrow, and we can continue like that, right? After most of these things have settled a little bit. Let's also see what Twitter is saying, because a lot of things are happening. There's a song which says crazy things are happening. Let's see what's going on. Okay, the feed will be exploding. Okay, who the fuck is dumping? Okay, the big players were dumping 3 hours before the whole thing. Argentina Vice President okay, they're talking about Bitcoin. Let's see where the war is right now. Okay, this is about the... All right, probably there is no new update from the Israel-Iran thing. Let's see if we get any new updates here. Man, this woman, I don't know. Is there anybody who supports this woman? Real quick, let me ask that question. Is there anybody who supports this woman? I want to know that question. Is there anybody who supports this woman? SR is laughing. He's saying October, right? But you have to understand that the month has got 30 days, right? You want literally the last 3-4 days of the month could actually be very much bullish, and you see BTC pumping 10% and stuff like that. Don't celebrate too early if you're a bear. Don't celebrate too early. But guys, I've got a very real question, man. Is there anybody who supports this woman? I really want to know that in the comment section. Is there anybody who supports this woman? She really gets under my nerves. But that's a story for another day. Let's see here. Endless time of cars. Okay, no problem. We don't want to do that. Right? What is your message to Iran? Let's see what this woman says here. Oh, she said don't. Just say don't. Okay, let's see. Kamala Harris accuses Trump administration in 2019 of trying to end the war with... man, again, this is why I was saying that, there is a problem with this woman. ICP. Vote Kamala if you want your sons and daughters to be drafted into World War III. I think it's really true. That's very true. But does it actually really matter these days if you have got the manpower or not? Because the technology is too good, man. It's really too good. It's really too good. All right, guys, look, things are not looking very good, and I'm really trying my... man, Jasmine keeps dumping again. It really keeps dumping again. Probably I should go off stream here so that I can maybe go ahead and try to find a trade, because we can't just be sitting back like this. We can't be sitting back like this. Let me see the biggest losers right now. All right, guys, if you really have no idea of what is happening in the market, I think the best way is just to sit back and relax, and let at least the daily candle close here. I would have opened a short position on Jasmine, but I'm thinking that maybe I should only wait for the daily candle to open, then to close, sorry, then I can take some kind of action here, because if you try to be smarter than the market, will probably not be very good. So Bill says, hey man, good to see you. If you would like to have a lot of gold, take a look at the gold charts, monthly going back up to 2013 to look like it created a huge cup and handle recently. Yes, broke out. Yes, PPD supports. SR says PDD supports Kamala. She actually gets mad when people say her name is Kamala. I mean, what kind of I don't like these people. Anyway, let's take a look at gold. I have a few I've got like some kind of an opinion. What's the ticker symbol for gold? Actually, I have it open here. Okay, on TVC. So I have a few ideas on gold here. I think that gold is running towards the 2.618 Fibonacci extension level. Let me go ahead and clear this. And there is a very clear relationship between gold and Bitcoin, and I'll show you that in a minute, right? Now that you asked about Bitcoin. So you see this range that we have been trading in ever since 2020. I think it's coming to an end as we approach the 2.618 Fibonacci extension level. So that's around $2,800 for gold. Now, in situations like this where you see wall breaking out, it's very much easy for gold to have another run towards the upside because there is just uncertainty, right? And people don't really want to get into risky assets. So it's very much likely that in the coming weeks or something like that, we see a final run for gold hitting somewhere around $2,800. Then it stops from there. Now, if it stops, that means that crypto will also go really, it will do well. I'll show you why it actually does well. But I mean, look at this. This is a daily chart of gold. This is a parabolic run, and it will come to an end very soon. These things are not sustainable, especially for stable assets like gold. I mean, you just can't go parabolic like that and then you expect nothing to happen. You expect some kind of a crash to happen right there. But let me show you real quick here, comparing gold to BTC. I don't think this is the chart that I wanted. I wanted the all-time history index. Okay, that's the one that I have. So you see I have two charts right now. The other one is the one that you see here with the different color. Let me change that because I don't like that color very much. Let's put maybe something like this. Right? Okay, no, this is much better. Okay, so I have the gold chart that you see here, which is in bars, and then we also have got this line graph that you are seeing, and that is BTC. Now I want you to notice a relationship that has been happening here ever since 2009 or 2010 actually. Yeah, maybe 2009. That, yeah, for the most part they go together. You see, they're moving together like this. But if BTC is to go into an all-time high like this here, see what is happening with gold, right? It has to stop. It has to stop, right? And continue pushing towards the upside. Again, look at this point here. Gold is rallying. What happens to BTC? BTC is also rallying. But if BTC wants to get into this all-time high here, the condition has been that gold has to, push towards the downside. So it's not like they're 100% in opposite directions, but if Bitcoin is to set a new all-time high, for example, like this all-time high that we set back then in 2021, sorry, we were seeing that they were running together up until this point. I mean, take a look at this, right? They're also running together, right, in that instance. Then at some point, BTC just decides to go and say, you know what, I want to set a new all-time high. It goes to set a new all-time high. What happens to, gold finds a way to stop its rally, and then it crashes. So what really am I getting to right at this point? What we have seen in the last few months is that, this is the chart of gold. It has actually been continuously going to the upside. Bitcoin as well has been pushing towards the upside. But at some point, gold has to stop. It really has to stop. This is where we're saying that a likely position to do that is right around $2,800. When it stops, right, this is when we're going to see BTC pushing for a new all-time high. I think I explained myself very much clear. If I didn't, you can ask me to repeat, but it's probably because I cannot express my thoughts. But I hope you understand the relationship between gold and BTC. I think that something like $2,800 for gold is a very good area for it to stop and allow BTC to stretch into a new all-time high. So that's also one reason why I don't believe that the bull run is done for crypto and the other things that we hold. I mean, altcoins, but I'm meaning by other things here. So that's where we are, and I think that the bull run is still intact, and gold just needs to do its final rally there. I mean, really, there is no doubt that this is a parabolic run, and each and every single parabolic run of this gold thing has actually ended at some point, because it's a very much stable commodity, and it cannot sustain this kind of volatility where it pumps like $50 every day, $30, $50. I mean, that's really insane. Let's take a look at this. If the VIX spikes, let's say, looks like it might be looping out over the next one. Yeah, I think so too. going by oh yeah, actually very good point that you bring out there on gold. The RSI is also forming a bearish divergence here. I don't know if you had noticed, and that's actually the weekly time frame. If you check the monthly time frame too, yeah, not really much of a big, but it's actually a big one. It's actually a big one. Let me do this right. Let's get rid of the Bitcoin chart, and let's get rid of these drawings, all of them real fast. And you're right, the RSI on the monthly time frame, I mean, take a look at this high here, right? It's actually, you know, higher than this one here, but look at the difference in terms of the price. Yeah, you're right, Bio. I think your analysis is correct. Very much goes in line with what I'm thinking, that this run of gold is coming to an end, and that's actually very good news for crypto. That's very good news. It means that BTC has got a chance to go ahead and set a new all-time high, and with that, you know that your altcoins are really going to be pumping hard as well. Short everything. Stop looking at charts. I should stop. Nah, I've decided. You know, I wanted to go short, but let's see. Let me wait until the daily candle closes. At least then I can make, you know, a stable decision. I don't want to be rushing and something like that, right? If anything, my trading portfolio is like really small compared to my holding portfolio, so I should probably be worried about the long term. And I'm looking at the long term here. I see that the long term is in safe hands, so there's no need for me to rush and take some kind of action which really is not very much educated. Let's say I showed everything. Okay, my Kiva Racing, are you still bullish for October as in all-time high for alts? Okay, I think that's a very good question. You know, one thing that I will say is I'm never good at predicting time or when things will happen. Like I cannot say, okay, by the end of the month, I think the price will be this month. I haven't seen anybody who can do that either. If maybe I could go for a training or a camping session where I wouldn't probably eat anything, I wouldn't have probably, you know, a girlfriend or something like I would go really to learn how to predict time in markets, but I think it's something that is very much impossible. Now the question of October, people are not just getting it out of thin air. Honestly, they have taken a look at previous histories, and they've actually seen that, yeah, statistically speaking, 80% of the time October ends up being a bullish month. But also take into consideration that, for example, BTC started this month right around you know, $65,000. By the time we get to the end of this month and BTC is at let's say 68 or 70,000, that's actually a positive month too, right? Can it happen in 2-3 days of the month, like 2 days out of the 30 days? It's something that is very much possible. So it doesn't necessarily mean that the worst of the month is going to be bullish. But let me also try to answer a question that you maybe didn't ask. Long term, what do I think about the market? I think that the market is still very much bullish. One chart that can actually support that idea is this gold chart that I have been showing just moments ago. And what we were saying right here is that, look, gold is having a bullish run. There is a lot of uncertainty in the world right now, potential wars and stuff like that. And gold is actually something that is a risk off, so it pumps real hard, and it has had a parabolic rally in the last few months and something like that. But let me also show you here in the past that what we have seen with gold is that these parabolic runs are actually something that it cannot sustain, right, naturally speaking. And because of that, I think that we could actually be coming to an end. Let me show you. Actually, let's test this one together, right? This range that we have had since 2011. Okay, in this one we really don't see something that is immediate that can stop the price, but in the range that we have been having since 2020, right, we are seeing that we are approaching a critical area here, which is the 2.618 Fibonacci extension level here. And I think that this is just a natural resistance being an extension level like that. So around $2,800 I expect gold to stop. Now, why do I expect gold to stop right there, or why am I pleased that gold will stop its run there? It's because of this chart, right? That if we can correlate between Bitcoin and gold, we see that there is a direct relationship that happens in there. Let me just put Bitcoin on a log scale. And what we see is that, yes, it's not like 100% that they go in negative directions, but what we see is that if Bitcoin wants to set a new all-time high, the condition has been that gold has to stop its run. So I'll take you back to maybe something like what was that example that we gave? Okay, let's take a look at this example here in 2012. What we see is that gold is running, right? It's also running at the same time with Bitcoin, right? So they are running together, but at some point gold stops and then it starts its crash here towards the downside. But what does Bitcoin do? Bitcoin continues running and it sets a new all-time high. You know, when they are falling, they also continue falling together. You see BTC falling here. You also see gold falling as well. They start rising here. BTC also starts rising, but again, you know, as they are rising together like that, gold, all of a sudden it stops here and then it starts pushing towards the downside. What happens to BTC? Bitcoin continues the run and sets a new all-time high. Take a look at this instance one more time, right? They're running together. Now this is 2018. They're running together here. You see nice rally all together. They're running together. At some point during this running moment, you see gold stops, right? And that allows BTC to go ahead and continue pushing towards the upside. So let me just put this arrow as it shows right there. So it has been, you know, something that is necessary for BTC to set a new all-time high, that gold stop its run. It really has been running, and I think if we reach that something like $2,800, this is a massive opportunity for Bitcoin to go ahead and set a new all-time high here. I hope that is clear. So this is only one chart, and then the other chart obviously is the total market cap of altcoins, and it's still looking very much intact. I don't know, you know, sometimes I have got thoughts, but I cannot express them for one reason or the other. When I'm sitting down myself and I'm looking at the chart, I can tell you a million stories and I can actually articulate it very much well. The moment I open the microphone and start talking, I cannot do that. I don't know how that really happens. So that's the case here, and I think this is a very important chart. You're going to hear me talk about it a lot in the future videos. But if you have anything that you want us to take a look at right now, we can go ahead and take a look at it, right? Esa says you are still a good analyst. So thanks, man. Thank you very much. I would like to connect with you and maybe we can talk a little bit much more, right? Maybe you can join the Discord or something like that. Usually Patreon members join the Discord, but I think you can still go ahead and join the Discord so that we can have at least a conversation. I love having conversation with people, especially people who have got ideas which differ from mine, because at least I will see where I am, what can I say, where I'm wrong, right? If somebody comes and says, you know what you are thinking is actually not correct, this is where I think, and then I can prove that, then I think this is very much a conversation that is worth having. So S.R, if you are available, you know what, you can send me an email at actually, you know what, let me type it into the chat box real quick, right? So that is or maybe you can just send me a DM on X, right? It's crypto, you know what, let's just do this. So it's CryptoFront IO at gmail.com, right? Okay, CryptoFront IO at gmail.com, CryptoFront IO at gmail.com. If you are willing to have a conversation, just email me CryptoFront at gmail.io, then CryptoFront. Yeah, I hope somebody got that, and we can talk a little bit much more. You know what, let's get back to altcoins and see what other altcoins are doing here. So you know what, let's take a little bit of a different direction altogether, and I want to show you about this ecosystem called the Sui ecosystem, right? I know a lot of people who hate it because most of my followers are ICP holders, Jasmy holders. Maybe Jasmy holders really don't have much negativity towards it, but a competing chain like ICP, people really get triggered about this. So this is Sui, and what really I wanted to get to was to DeFi Llama. And with DeFi Llama, we see that Sui is now number 6 chain in terms of like the total value that is locked in there. So it means there's something in this ecosystem that really people are attracted to it, right? So I want you to understand one thing as well, right? In this market, number one, narrative really matters. Number two, communities matters. And these two things will drive price higher. You know what also happens when the price is going higher? More people are actually attracted to that chain and they come. And that also means that price will also continue to go higher. So I don't know if you can understand how these things work together. You have a strong community, you have a strong narrative. What happens is that the price will go higher, and when the price goes higher, more people will actually come to that chain being attracted because of the price. And then what will also happen, if more people come into the ecosystem, the price will also keep going higher. So it's really something, it's a gift that also keeps giving, right? So that's what is happening here with Sui. And this is not the first time that we are seeing this in this market. We have seen the same thing with Ethereum. We have seen the same thing with Solana, especially. This is like the recent example that can come to mind. So why am I even talking about Sui right now? Like, this chain has managed to reach more than $1.5 billion in total value logged in less than 2 years of its mainnet. This is unheard of. This is really, really good. This is really, really good. If I'm right, not even Ethereum could actually do that. So there's something to this chain. But you may not like Sui because of the dilution and something like that. But I want you to notice something that happens here. If we take a look at Ethereum, for example, and you go down to the protocols which are within Ethereum, you see that there is liquid staking, there is lending, there is restaking. Then number 6 here, DEX is right, basically decentralized exchanging. And yeah, most of those things which are holding most of the value that is locked in are decentralized exchanges and liquid staking and all that stuff, right? Now, if you come to Tron, which is the second one when it comes to total value locked, is also having almost the same thing. It's lending, it's DEXs and stuff like that. You come back to Solana, which is number 3 in terms of the total value locked in there, and you see also the same pattern: liquid staking, DEXs, this and that. You go to Binance Smart Chain, you see the same protocols again: lending, decentralized exchange, liquid staking, lending, this and that, Launchpad. You go to Arbitrum, which is another one too: lending, derivatives, DEXs, lending, yield, staking, this and that. You come to the Base chain, which also has been making noise of late, especially earlier this year. You see the same thing happening: decentralized exchanges, lending protocols, lending, leverage, this and that. So you see, now if you come to Avalanche, it's a little bit different because I don't really understand this ecosystem honestly. But again, you see the top contenders are lending, derivatives, and you see also decentralized exchange right there. Really, what am I getting to? When I come to Sui here, I also see the same pattern growing up right there. But I will tell you that in the Sui ecosystem, these protocols are still very new, and I think they have got massive potential, right? So for example, you go to Scallop here and you see that it's holding, in terms of total value logged in, right there, $255 million, but its market cap is less than $50 million. I mean, it's like doing way more than it's supposed to be doing, and I think that's really, really great. There's potential here, but obviously there are some risks that you have to understand there, that the dilution is not so great. There are more tokens which are going to be unlocked. You take a look at something like Cetus here, holding up to $194 million in terms of value locked. At least according to DeFi Llama, it's doing way much better than a lot of these altcoins are doing in the top 20. And it's just a protocol right there. So what I've done is I've involved myself in the last 2 weeks with the ecosystem. Okay, I know what is happening right now, and I won't be able to present this information. I need to turn on a VPN, and really, this sucks. This really, really sucks, right? You know what? I'll make a video about this tomorrow. So please stay tuned, and we can talk more about this in tomorrow's video, right? I'm really sorry about that. I wanted to talk to you really and show you what are the things that I'm looking to buy, and we could have talked more, but well, that's really a disappointment. Anyway, it is what it is. What is happening with the market right now? I think we are seeing some kind of recoveries. Yeah, XRP is now trying to knock back on 62 cents. The Dow Jones is holding pretty well. Let's see what BTC is doing right now. Yeah, guys, please expect a Sui video tomorrow. I've already shared my thoughts with Patreon members, I think 2 weeks ago, but I didn't share it on the market just yet. I mean, with you on the YouTube channel. So I'll go ahead and do that. Right now, if I would turn on my VPN, I wouldn't be able to continue the live stream. It would just cut. So BTC trying to get back above 62,000 one more time. Let's see what eventually happens there. So that's where we are, guys. You know what, if you have got anything that you want us to take a look at very quick, let's go ahead and take a look at it, because I think this will be the last minutes on this live stream. And then let's see it. Thanks very much, says Bracing. Okay, Josh says, why XRP moving so weird? Yeah, XRP is actually moving very weird. That's a very good question. Why is it moving weird? Now the thing with XRP, as you see here, is if you really take a look at previous bull runs, right, it goes last. It has like very good bull runs, but it goes last than everything else. Now, even when you're having like mini rallies in the market or something like that, you don't expect XRP to go first, right? It goes last, and that's really a disadvantage. For example, what you see that the rest of the market was doing well last week, it wasn't moving at all. It was at 59 cents. Then it started pumping towards the weekend. And then what do we have today? We have a crash, and it still crashes also along with the rest of the market. And that's not great, really, unless if you're holding it like long term, just like what I do. And the rest of you guys, maybe you know that we opened a long position at 48 cents and we are still holding it. It's in profits, but it's a very hard coin to hold. It needs somebody with patience, and you also should not be a maximalist if you're holding XRP, because as Josh is saying, it really moves weird, and that's actually very true. It really moves weird. So right now, what I would say is that I've been monitoring this kind of range that we have been in since March, and I'm looking at like weekly candles right now. There is a downward sloping resistance there, and the week that we just closed last week was the first one that we closed higher here. So that's something positive to look forward to. But really, for XRP to move, the honest truth is you need the rest of the market to be actually doing well, and yeah, it just moves according to that as well. Let me show you of a trade that I was taking on earlier in the page, and this is the like this is Mentor, I think. Yeah, OM USDT, and yeah, I was trading this falling wedge here, so I think it's in profits right now, although yeah, we actually made a lot of profits a little bit on earlier. So let me show you the numbers real fast right there. So the entry was right around $1.26, and take profit was around $1.12. I think eventually it will get there. Then I'm using a 10x leverage personally. The risk to reward ratio is something like 1:2. So what really is happening here, and why am I getting into trade? Why I got into the trade actually was because of this rising wedge, and rising wedge are usually bearish patterns. But also I was taking a look at the RSI, and really this is massive bearish divergence that you are seeing here. So I quickly jumped on this short position. I think this is this definitely is a position that is in profit right now, because it was entered right around 1.26 cents, right, 1.26 cents. There's still more to come from this. All right, guys, show me the things that you want to talk about, because if you allow me to talk, man, I'll just drive you crazy everywhere, all over the place. Because if you take a look at my watch list, these are the things that I'm interested in, and this is like more than 170 altcoins right there. That's not too good, right? We want to be specific. We really want to be specific. If you are a Jasmy holder, let me show you real quick what our favorite altcoin is doing. But it's not so good news, right? Not so good news. I'll tell you that. Okay, take a look at this. This is not really good on a 4-hourly time frame. This is a waterfall crash. But you guys, I think I've explained to you time and again that when you see things like this, be on the outlook for a trade as well. Remember that. Be on the outlook for a trade when you see things like this. What really am I talking about? Remember this structure here: waterfall, crash. I mean, right? You retrace, you have a V-shaped recovery, but you happen to come back here to these areas one more time, and then you have another push towards the upside. This is where you're going to be trading, right, and making a little bit of money, right? I even explained it in the course and the toolkit that we have. So we'll be waiting here for Jasmy, since we are already seeing that, at least for now, we have this waterfall crash. You know what, let me throw that nice and easy. We've got this waterfall crash here. Are we going to have a V-shaped recovery? Then some kind of a retrace happens in here. Then we long the market one more time. We make money, and what happens with the money? We'll just be happy anyway. So too early to call for the Jasmy position here, but I will be announcing something in the Patreon and on X as well. Guys, if you haven't been following me, just follow me on X. On X, I'm posting not a lot, to be honest with you, but in moments like this, I think I need to be in contact with you guys, and we want to be discussing the market a lot. So this is where we are sitting with the Jasmine price. That, guys, I'm not getting a lot of requests from you. I want to talk about things that you are interested in, not the things that I'm interested in. As I said earlier on, I have got 156 altcoins that I'm interested in, but probably you're just interested in one or two. So let's talk about what you are interested in, and I think it can be a better conversation. Other than that, I'll just be taking you places left, right, and center. So this is where we are with the Jasmine price set. Preliminary support has been reached right around 2 cents, and from there, it's either you're going to get a bounce or you totally break that support and you have to test 1.5 cents again, which really is not a good thing, honestly speaking. So too early here for the Jasmine price set. I personally am waiting for the daily candle to close. Then we're going to do the post-mortem, right, to see, okay, how much how much it was the damage. For the spot position, I'm not really worried. You know why? Because ever since 2022 2021, the whole time we were talking about Jasmine, and even here we were accumulating Jasmine, so the general position here is still very much up. So that's why I really don't worry much about the long term. But let's go here to ICP Internet Computer Protocol, because I know some people recently joined and they probably want to know about ICP Internet Computer Protocol. Yeah, with ICP, we're supposed to hold this support here. No, ICP said not today. We're not going to do that. But overall speaking, as you can see with ICP, the good news is that the uptrend is still very much intact. You are, continuously setting these higher lows as you go like that, and the trend line is still holding very much strongly. Let's see what happens by there, but I kind of like what I'm seeing from ICP here. People are not really just panicking and just selling the whole thing. I think a major move is coming from ICP Internet Computer Protocol. Oh yeah, by the way, let me show you this real quick on a weekly time frame. If you just ignore the noise, 100%, ignore everything. And what you see here, you see a Wyckoff accumulation pattern, right? Like a very easy Wyckoff accumulation pattern that happens in here. It breaks out, and this is looking like just a back test of the Wyckoff accumulation pattern. Look at this back test of the Wyckoff accumulation pattern. You look to push higher. I think this is a very important chart. I don't know if I really can show you the significance of this. This is a very important chart. This is a very nice Wyckoff accumulation pattern, and I'm talking to somebody who is looking to hold ICP for a very long time, and it's so good. It's really so good, especially on a weekly time frame. What you're just doing here is you're back testing the neckline of your Wyckoff accumulation pattern here, and you really have a strong chance to push way even higher, right? So my price target for ICP long term, I've said time and again that I see something like $220 for the top of the cycle, and I think it's something that is very, very much possible. So that's where we are long term. If you're an ICP holder, this is a very good moment to be loading much more, because you don't want to be buying ICP at $30. Come on, it's at $8 today, $8 freaking dollars today. Come on, why should you be waiting for $30 to buy ICP right now? Don't be like one of those. Let's see if there is any more requests. Quaker says that you could look at Octa and TAI. I don't know if this is the ticker symbol for TAI, but let's see here that Octa item. Could you give me the ticker symbol for Octa? Is it Octa USDT? Okay, let's take a look at it from Mexi. Oh, this is something that is in a very strong uptrend. How why did I miss things like this, man? Yeah, this is actually in a very nice bull trend, and I don't think it's just about to stop right there. Let me see where we got the rejection from. Was it actually a major Fibonacci retracement level? Yeah, it was the 0.618 Fibonacci retracement level. But I think that this thing has momentum. I'll be honest with you. This thing has got momentum, and yeah, I think there is still one more push towards the upside. Let's see, 1 2 3 4 5 A B C. I'm adding this one to my list. Really, I'm adding this to my list because I need to take a look at it later on. Bro, I'm looking at this chart for the very first time. I am seeing that it's looking very strong, like it's pushing towards the upside very strongly. But I need to do like more analysis on it just to at least try to determine how high it can go. I need to know what the project is all about. But this chart here is a very good one. Should I take it off the log scale? You can see that yeah, this is very strong. It's back testing its previous resistances, support, and it's still pushing like very strongly. I like this. It's a good token to be. I hope you actually entered it like very much earlier. Let's see here. If you would like to take a look at ETH BTC, you mean like the ETH BTC ratio? Because Ethereum hasn't been doing so well, so I think that ratio is not so good. So let's see here, maybe from Bitstamp. Okay, on a weekly time frame. 1 minute. Okay, so Ethereum has literally been bleeding towards BTC right now, but could there be some kind of a reversal? I think so. I think so. I think there could be some kind of a reversal. All right, so let's talk real numbers right now. We are seeing a huge rise to the upside here, then a pullback, but it's coming towards a very important Fibonacci retracement level, and that's the 702 Fibonacci retracement level. This usually is a very powerful one, honestly speaking, and reversals happen here. I will not be surprised at all if I see Ethereum starting to push really towards the upside here. Man, this bill guy is actually good. Let's also add this to our watch list. I hadn't added like Ethereum BTC to my watch list, but that's a very good ratio, bro. That's a very good ratio, and I don't know if you had that in mind, but that chart is looking like it's going to be reversing very soon, as in like Ethereum is going to be outperforming Bitcoin. Now, you know what happens when Ethereum is outperforming Bitcoin, right? It means that altcoins are generally also performing like against Bitcoin very, very well, which also leads me to take a look at the BTC dominance, right? Let's take a look at the BTC dominance. It was right. I mean, I lost it again. BTC.D. I should be right here, okay? Yeah, so you're seeing that falling wedge. Man, this is nice confluence, honestly. This is nice confluence. Let's also see from a Fibonacci retracement level if that is anything that is significant. Yeah, it's the 0.5 Fibonacci retracement level. So we have got a falling wedge that is happening here for Bitcoin dominance, actually, and it's expected to drop, actually, to be conservative, maybe 10%, but really the technical price target here is something like 17% or 18%. So if this Bitcoin dominance really starts dropping like that, and at the same time we are seeing that the Ethereum BTC pair has found a bottom, then guys, this is good news for you. This is good news for you. Let me just say this right before I forget. Guys, I think that the market is still very much bullish, and people are asking about October. I really am not sure about October. I don't know, but I think that the market is not yet done with its bull run. Short term, things may be looking crazy, this and that, but the market is not yet done. We are still in for a good treat, and it will happen very fast. That's the sad news, right? It will happen very fast, and a lot of people will buy at the top of the market. It's really a privilege that you are here when the whole thing is actually just begun. Let me show you how early you are very fast by showing you the total too, or maybe basically the total market cap of everything, because really there is something to this. So what you have seen in the past is that each and every single time that we have gotten into a bull cycle, we have had periods of accumulation here, right? So the market really accumulates, and then boom, it really gets into its bullish trajectory. Then we also saw the same thing right here. You have got this accumulation phase. Once you're done with the accumulation phase, you head into your parabolic run. Now, take a look at what has happened earlier. I mean, talking about 2022, 2023, we had the accumulation phase already. Now we have just gotten out of this whole thing, and we are looking at this bull flag that could actually put this market, like the total market cap of everything, right, close to something like $6.5 trillion. This is really huge. This is really huge. Unfortunately, it's taking a little bit of time, and let me show you this. This is the flag, right? The bull flag. And yeah, it's looking safe. Honestly, it's looking safe. So this is where the total market cap of everything is, and it's pointing towards something like a 6 trillion market cap in terms of everything. Now this is a very big thing, honestly. From where the market is sitting right now, you may be saying, you know what, it's only maybe, let's go ahead and do that, right? From where the market is sitting to something, you may be saying it's only something like 200%, but you have to understand that the market will not go at the same time, right? Today, your favorite meme coin will go, it will have like a $200 million in terms of market cap, it will crash. What does that mean? It means that people have taken their money out of that specific altcoin and they put it into another one. So small amounts of money, like $100 million, can go ahead and pump another thing. 10x can go ahead and pump another thing. 5x can go ahead and pump another thing, like that. So don't look at the figure saying that the market by then would only have risen something like 200%. So it means you only achieve something like a 2x. No, the money will be distributed at different times, and a few $100 million will do really great things for specific, altcoins and stuff like that. So already this is where we are with the general market cap. It really doesn't feel like that, I know for sure. Yesterday, if I had come and said the same thing, oh my God, everybody would have lost their mind. By lost their mind, I mean everybody would have been so happy, because the moment was really fitting for something like that. Everything was in the green. Today, I say the same thing. Nah, I'm delusional. That's how these things work. But yeah, this is where we are right now. It's a sea of red everywhere, left, right, and center. Let's see. Oh yeah, somebody typed my email in there. So if you want to connect real quick, like if you want to join the Discord without maybe subscribing for the Patreon, feel free to email me at cryptofrontio@gmail.com, and then from there we can have a conversation. We can look at charts together. I'll tell you my opinions, obviously you tell me yours, and then we can benefit from each other if we happen to differ, right? If we happen to have the same thing, I mean, we can have as well. Man, anyway, let's see what we got right now. Oh yeah, so I got interrupted the other time. I wanted to talk about the Sui ecosystem and the things within the ecosystem, right? I really could not present my information real well, but let me tell you of this altcoin called SuiSwap, right? So basically this is a decentralized exchange kind of a thing, just like the Uniswap and the QuickSwap and then the BeggarSwap, which were really popular back in the day, like in 2021. But this is on the Sui ecosystem, and because the Sui ecosystem is really blowing up right now, this is a massive opportunity in my humble opinion. I have actually been looking at it earlier on, and let me see if I can find it. Probably I won't be able to find it. Okay, let's see. SuiSwap. Okay, it's not popping right now, because again I cannot access this website unless I have got a VPN because of my location right now. But still, what I want to get to here with SuiSwap is that it only has got a total market cap of something like $9.2 million, but I think that is actually dropped in the last few hours or something like that. So probably right now it's below $8 million in terms of its market cap. Now, because of what I've been discussing earlier on with previous and other successful DeFi protocols like Solana and stuff like that, this is going to be big in my humble opinion. It's a decentralized exchange, and from $9 million in terms of its market cap, I really see it reaching right around $500 million, right? So from $9 million to 500, that's I think a very good opportunity in terms of like the gains that you can get. $9 million into $500 million. Let's just do the math real quick, right? I can just divide 500 divided by 9, as the fraction. We're looking at something like a 55x. I think this is a massive opportunity. And right now, this is the chart that I'm showing you here of SuiSwap. It's just finished its Wyckoff accumulation page, and it's just started pushing towards the upside. So I don't think you're necessarily late, and I don't think any price here is called expensive, because either way what is going to happen is that the first time you're going to purchase it anyway, you're probably going to lose maybe 30-40%, but what you are really looking for is a 50x. So it really doesn't matter what is going to be happening. I'll show you a very quick strategy, which I have done myself, and I think that it's something that can actually be very much profitable. I've selected 5 of them, and from these 5, if only 2 of them really just go ahead and do what I'm thinking here, you will really have killed it, right? So number 1 is SuiSwap. I want you guys to take a look at it. SuiSwap, the ticker symbol is SSWP USDT. Now, unfortunately, maybe some people will not be able to purchase it because of geographical location, restrictions and stuff like that. But this is really one that you should be taking a look at. So SuiSwap is number 1. I really expect something like a 50x from it, minimum. The market cap is sitting right around $9 million right at this point. But $500 million is something that is very much possible. So that's number 1. Number 2 is a launchpad on Sui, again, the hottest blockchain that is hot right now. Now, with SuiPad, this is where new projects are going to be launching. If really the blockchain is going to be used for anything, Launchpad will always win 100%. Now, this one also is very good. Now, it has really gotten so high, and I've bought some. I think it was maybe 2 weeks ago, 1.5 week ago, I was buying some at 9.2 cents. And I really think that it can do well. Yeah, maybe in the immediate short term, it can come to this low here, right around 7.2 cents. I'll buy more again. If I buy more here, then that will actually be very, very good, because in terms of gains, you're looking at that 50x again. It's something that is going to be very much possible, right? Now, aside from these two, there's also Scallop. Check Scallop, and then also check NavX, and the last one was Cetus. Okay, now the thing that I have against the last 3 is the dilution, the potential dilution that is going to be coming. So let me show you Scallop real quick. I think it's another decentralized exchange, and I think it can do well. Okay, no, this is not the real chart right there. So let me check it from Mexi, for example, and you see it has already broken out of this whole downtrend, and it has just started moving. I mean, these things are really too early to move. They're really too early to move. But I want you to keep in mind that whatever price you're going to buy these things, because they're just tiny market caps. This one is not so tiny. It's right around $49 or $46 million in terms of its market cap. There is a big likelihood that you're going to lose 40%, but I don't think that should be something that should be phasing you really, because the potential is too good. It is really, really too good. Like the risk to reward ratio is outstanding. So again, this may pull back a little bit, right? Maybe to break out levels here, right around 26 cents or something like that. But really, I won't be betting again. I mean, betting for that. But I think any price that you're going to buy this thing, it's at some point it's going to be crashing 30% or whatever it may be crashing. But still, the upside is really, really good. As I was saying earlier on, one thing that I have against this one is that it really gets diluted every single day almost. The vesting schedule is not so good. I would say that, like, let me see if I can assess the vesting schedule real quick here. All right, I can't, as I said, the VPN is not working. But let me take you to the other protocol here. This is a Navi protocol. Now, this is the leading actually on the Sui blockchain. But again, the problem that I have with this is because it only has got like 17% of the circulating supply in circulation right now. I don't know if that made sense. So there is much more dilution that is going to be coming. The market cap right now is right around $28 million. In as much as you can get a 50x, I don't think this is something that you should be holding long term because of the potential selling pressure that can show up right there. So that is NavX USDT ticker symbol. Then the last one that I wanted to talk about is Cetus, right? Okay, this one. It's also a very good one, and one that is blowing up massively. It has got like $55 million in terms of its market cap, but it's holding more than $250 million in terms of its total value locked. So it's something that is actually being used a lot right at this point. It has potential. Again, one thing that I have against it is the dilution. It only has 31% of the total supply in circulation right now, and I don't think that's very, very good. So my biggest bets right now are SuiPad and SuiSwap, because they have got like much stabler dilution rates and inflation rates, and I think they will do just fine. They really just do fine. Don't worry about it. Tomorrow like do a deep dive into this ecosystem, right? And I'll try to explain everything in a video, maybe a 15-minute video, so that everybody understands what I'm trying to say. So really, what's the point in all these altcoins that we are talking about? The point here is that if you have $1,000 that you want to invest in this market, right, rather than buying Chainlink, rather than buying Sui, Solana, and things like that, yeah, they will pump probably in a bull cycle, but what really are you getting from there? You're getting like a maximum of 10x from all these things, and if you aggregate them all together, I mean, something like Chainlink can also probably do just something like a 4x, and that will not be too good. But betting on the system as a whole, like the Sui ecosystem, right? I said there are 5 altcoins that we have, right? That you divide your $1,000 by 5, then you're putting $500, I mean $200 in each and every single like altcoin. Now, once you do something like that here, you don't need everything to pump. One thing that is guaranteed is that if Sui continues doing what it's doing right now, the things in the ecosystem will pump really hard. I'm talking about SuiBet, I'm talking about SuiSwap, I'm talking about Cetus, I'm talking about Nevex, I'm talking about Scallop. If 2 of these things really go ahead and do a 50x, you're looking at $400 multiplied by 50, right? Let's go here and do 500x, 50x. You're looking at $20,000, right? From 2. If like 2 of them really go ahead and do according to the game plan that we are thinking, your $400 will turn into $20,000. That's all you need. The remaining 3 can as well go to 0. But what is the likelihood that they will go to 0, the remaining 3, when Sui is like the hottest thing right at this point? You know what, again, as I said, when I've got ideas in my mind so much, I really cannot get articulate in what I'm trying to explain. But remember, we've got 5 altcoins that we are betting on. And why are we betting on them? We are betting on them because Sui is the hottest DeFi protocol right at this point. Like in less than 2 years, they have managed to reach more than like $1.5 billion in terms of like total value logged in. I don't think even Ethereum was able to do that. So there is really something to this. Again, we have got $1,000. We are just dividing it into 5 altcoins: $200, $200, $200, $200. Probably more into the ones that have got like less dilution, but whatever the case may be, only if the 2 of them, right, let's say SuiBet and SuiSwap, go ahead and achieve something like a 50x, it means $400 will now be multiplied by something like 50, right? Then this just becomes 20,000. You're good to go. So even the worst, if it doesn't do well, it doesn't matter, right? The whole $1,000 would have turned into something like $20,000. What about a scenario in which the other things also go, but probably they don't achieve something like a 50x? They achieve maybe something like a 20x, right? Let's say 20x. So according to that, you just go ahead and let's say the remaining things, okay, maybe 20x is a lot. Let's say the remaining things, that's a 15x, right? 15x multiplied by 200 by 3, that's what? That's 600, right? Okay, 600, that's 9,000 plus the 20,000 potentially, right? I mean, these things have not happened yet. We're looking at 29,000 from $1,000. That's why I'm betting on this protocol, right? Again, it's not something that is very much guaranteed, but with what we have seen in the past, if a DeFi protocol is to be established really well, it needs a decentralized exchange, a very strong decentralized exchange, a staking, a protocol. It also needs a lending protocol. And you can pick a lot of these projects from the Sui blockchain, and I think there's massive opportunity right now. Right now, I think it has got a market cap of slightly shorter than $5 billion, right? $5 billion in terms of this market cap. Should itself do something like it, let's say 15x, right? So that will be somewhere around 5 by 15. What is that? My mathematics cannot be this poor, man. 5 multiplied by 15, $75 billion in terms of its market cap. Can it do this? This is right around where like Binance Coin is. It can do, I think it can do this. It can do this in a full-blown bull cycle. It can do this. But if Sui is doing something like a 15x, what about the altcoins which are within its ecosystem? I think they'll do even much better than that. So there was the reasoning behind me putting a lot of cash into the ecosystem of Sui. I really don't like it very much, but I also acknowledge and respect that they have done something that was almost impossible to do. Anyway, let's take a look at Then the guy says, Lord have mercy. What do you think of Alephium? I have never heard Alephium. Maybe Alephium. Maybe um, if you can tell me the ticker symbol of Alephium, we can take a look at it together, right? Can you take a look at Casper USDT? All right, Casper USDT. I've stopped talking about Casper. I had opened a short position on Casper. Yeah. So Casper right now got massively rejected, and Casper has formed, I don't know if this is good message really for a lot of people, right? Casper has been forming this, upward, like basically a rising wedge, right? And rising wedges are not really bullish things, and because of that, and there hasn't been a lot that is happening with Casper of late, to be honest with you. The community has kind of gone very much quiet, and I don't know if there is anything that is still left in Casper right at this point. Maybe if a new development shows up or something like that, but I'm a little bit worried for Casper because of the bearish divergence that we have been seeing ever since November 2023. Can you believe that? Like, ever since November 2023, the RSI has never set a new high. It really just has been crashing towards the upside, and on top of that, it has what is looking more like a distribution pattern on top, and because of that, I'm not very much bullish. I'm sorry if you're holding Casper and you think my analysis is wrong, but if you are going to ask my honest opinion on Casper, I don't think it's very bullish. I'm looking at that, a rising wedge, and I'm looking at the diverging RSI, and it's not looking too good. If you're on the Patreon, you know that there is a short position that I opened with Casper right there, and these are the things that I was looking at, and I was deciding that, what, maybe there isn't much that is left with Casper. One thing that happens in this market, let me touch on this real quick, right? I saw also the same thing happening with Quant. When everything was dumping towards the downside, Quant was really pumping. It was really a shining star. Now when everything else started pumping, it went sideways and started grinding towards the downside. And I think that's the same thing that is going to be happening with Casper as well. Now, if I'm offending somebody, I'm really sorry. But again, I'm explaining my thoughts right there. So that's what usually happens when things outshine everything for a very long time. They kind of draw the attention. Now, when they're no longer moving, the attention really just moves on to the next thing. And for the most part, it really doesn't just, I don't know, maybe it's going to pick itself up and then it can continue pushing towards the upside. But immediate short term, the things that I'm looking at right now, for example, ever since November 2023, it has never set a new high on the RSI. And that is an area of concern for me. Let me check on the daily time frame. Maybe on the daily time frame, it set a new high. Again, on the daily time frame, no, there is no high here. You can see that the previous high on the RSI was set in November 2023, but its all-time high in terms of the price is in July 2024. So that is very much concerning to me, and because of this, I was opening a short position, which I think is very much profitable right now. I would have logged in and see how far we're progressing. But if you're a Patreon member, I'm very sure that you have seen this Casper trade. You have seen this Casper short position. But let's see what eventually happens right there. But it really doesn't look too good for the future. FLT USDT. I'm a little bit behind. FTL USDT. I haven't seen this one before, but let me quickly take a look at it. I usually like to see things from Mexi because they kind of list everything before anybody else does, but it appears like they don't have it. Bybit has it. Okay, actually there is no ticker symbol like that. FLT USDT, there is no ticker symbol like this. Maybe you need to correct this one, Quakers, right? Bitcoin is bearish. If it dumps, all alts will go to zero. Well, altcoins have never gone to zero. They have never gone to zero. They can crash 99.9999999%. But you know what they'll do? They'll go ahead and pump 1000%. This is what we have seen. Now, living the moment here, I'll tell you, is not fun. It is not fun at all. Let me show you real quick, right? Whilst we're waiting for the correct ticker symbol, there is no FLT ticker symbol. I mean, I can't find it at least, right? So, who was that? S.R was saying that I typed it wrong. Really? Let me see the comment. The comment says FLT USDT, FLT, let's go slowly, then USDT. Oh, actually it's there. It's called Fluence. I'm sorry about that. Let's see if Maxi listed it earlier before anybody else. Yeah, they probably didn't. Okay. Now, one thing I would love to know, I don't know if you can help me in the comment section. What's the dilution rate? I mean, the circulating supply versus the total supply. I really would want to know that, because it's very useful in determining if the support level is going to hold or not. But you can clearly see that there is a support level here between, I would say, 28 cents, and here this is what, yeah, right around 25 cents. There is a clear support level that is there. But if like this altcoin has got a lot of coins which come into the dilution, I mean, the support level can as well not carry much significance, because in a market like which we are in right now, where there is a lot of unlocks and dilutions and stuff like that, I mean, the market will just continuously crash towards the downside. So I need to know how much is in circulation relative to the total supply, and also are the unlocks happening like every month or every day, like some of these altcoins that we are seeing. And by the way, guys, you should just probably stay away from altcoins like those which are unlocking every single day. If you have a sideways market for the next 6 months, anyway, only like 5%. That's tough, man. That's good. That's tough. Okay. So 1 second, please. If it's 5%, let me just add this one here. Probably when we have a next live stream, I will just go ahead and look at it real quick. I've added it to my wish list, so that if you ask it whenever we have a next live stream, we'll be able to come back. I want to know how much is in circulation, when are the unlocks and stuff like that. But as you say it's only 5% is in circulation. That's not too good. S.R says, go to the Bitcoin price chart and invert it. Real quick, let's do that. I actually love doing what you said there, going to the price, and let's go to the all-time history index, right? And inverting it. I'll invert it real quick. And what do you want me to see when we invert the price? Okay. This is what we see when we invert the price, right? Now, what I've seen is I've seen some people go ahead and do this, right? They have gone on and said, look, this is right now and a head and shoulders pattern. And what we see here is, this is the left shoulder, this is the head, and this is the right shoulder. That is information, right? Now, when you do something like this, you end up having a technical price target from the top to the neckline, and you come back right here, and you end up having a price target of something like $370,000 in terms of Bitcoin. I don't think it's something that is that we can have this bull cycle. It will be too crazy, but it's something that is possible, because you know what, if we just invert our scale one more time, this is only something like a 335% in terms of BTC. Like, it would have to pump from 87,000 there. 300%, I think, is possible from where the price is sitting right now. That would be something like 400%. Can BTC pump 4x? Possible, but I don't think this is what you wanted to see, right? This is and tell me your thoughts. Okay, so this is not my thought, as you saw from the inverse head and shoulders pattern. The way I started like the analysis, I think I said some people analyze it that way. But if you want to know my real thoughts here for BTC, again, I would, man, if you really want to know my thoughts here, they are not with the inverse head and shoulders pattern, although I think it's something that is very much likely. Now, what I see immediate short term is a bearish flag, actually, where you see that we have got this flag here forming, and we have seen this thing like this right there. Then of course you have got like this whole thing as a pole, right? So you would be technically saying that, from the moment of breakout here, you are looking at something like 175 or $170,000 as the next big price target that you are looking for here if you just invert the price one more time. Now, why did I do something like that, inverting the price? We have seen BTC doing almost the same things here. For example, let's see this, flag right here, right, this bear flag, and you take a look at this ball. Obviously, when you're doing this in real time, people are like, this and that. So you see, technically speaking, this was actually very much perfect. So I think this flag is looking like something very much possible. I don't know. What are your thoughts? SSR, because that's my thought, right? You told me to invert the chart. I inverted it, and I showed you two different opinions. Let me repeat the other opinion, right? And a lot of people really, I have been doing this, even like very, very prominent influencers and stuff like that. Look, they say when you invert this whole thing here, you come with a left shoulder here, a head, and then the right shoulder there. Now the technical price target is from the top of the head to the neckline. You're looking at something like a 340% to come once you touch something like $83,000 here for Bitcoin, and that will honestly be good. That will honestly be good. I don't think I'm as bullish as that to say that Bitcoin will go ahead and do something like a $360,000 for this bull cycle. Probably not. I think something like $170,000 is very much possible. I think it's very much possible. But also this scenario is not bad, to be honest with you. It's not bad. So let's see. Let me see if we actually have got any more developments here from this war that they are doing. What are they saying right now? Right? Okay, this is 2 hours ago. Let's see. Did Donald Trump say anything? Okay, we'll take a look at. Oh yeah, by the way, there is a debate. Guys, I'm going to be live streaming the debate between JD Vance and Tim Walz. I just want to see this guy here called Tim Walz being... I think JD Vance will do a fantastic job. I think JD will do a fantastic job. So let's see eventually what happens. The Middle East is blowing up right now. You can see missiles left, right, and center. This is the reason why the market is dumping. Take a look at this. What the hell? Look at this. I really want to know how many of these are being intercepted and how many are actually reaching the ground. Let's see here. No, this isn't a science fiction movie. This is Israel right now. Actually, so that the world knows. So that the world knows what will happen. Okay. November 5th will be the most important day in the history of America. We are all agree with that one right there. But is he really going to win? We want to see him winning. And this woman really gets under my skin. You know what? Let's get back to charts. And we talk about the Bitcoin price. So yeah, man, I inverted the price chart, and this is what I'm seeing here. The other opinion is that $370,000 for Bitcoin. The other opinion, my own opinion, is something like $170,000 for Bitcoin, and that will be very good for altcoins either way. So Ethereum is about 50% of the total circulating supply. Yeah, now the most important thing will be like how many of those will hit the market very soon, because it may be like 50%, but probably they're not going to be hitting the market in the next 12 months or so, right? Or the next 8 months or something like that. Now, if we have a bull market between now and the next 6 months, it really doesn't matter. You still have got, a fantastic thing to hold. That's also one reason why I'm holding a lot of ZK Sync. So, a lot of these ZK Sync altcoins, coins will not be out there until July 2025 or something like that. And I really expect that between now and before we get to July, we would have completed the bull cycle. So those which will come into the circulating supply by then, they will be already in the bull market. Are you in FUD on SUI? No, I'm not in FUD on SUI, bro. Are you in FUD on SUI? No, I'm not in FUD on SUI. I think I'm very, very bullish. That is what I was trying to articulate earlier on. But maybe, as I said, sometimes I'm not very good at explaining my points. I'm very much bullish on it, and there are 5 specific altcoins that I've purchased in the ecosystem, and yeah, I think they can reach, a lot of them can reach minimum 50x, right? Plus, I don't need everything to reach 50x. I only need 1 or 2 of them to do a 50x, and then I will become very much profitable. So I think that's the summary of the whole thing right there. I don't think I'm very much bearish on that thing. Guys, look at this Bitcoin chart. Really, it doesn't look so bad, honestly. It really doesn't look so bad. Let's see. Are you bullish on FUD on Sui? Okay. So FUD is actually an altcoin on Sui. I haven't seen that, and I really have no idea about it. Let me go ahead and do more research on it, and then we can talk about it later on, right? Let me see here. Tell me your thoughts. Film is to me 4 hours looks like accumulation towards 42k. To me 4 hours look like accumulation towards 42k on Bitcoin. Okay, maybe I did this on a much bigger time frame. Let's go back to Bitcoin one more time. We invert the price chart, and then we'll take a look at it on the 4-hourly time frame. And let's get rid of every single drawing here. Maybe I will see the accumulation towards 42k. Accumulation towards 42k. Accumulation towards 42k. Like, is this like, can this become an accumulation? Like of accumulation, like towards 42k here. What is it? 42k. This right here. Yeah, but in that case, we would have seen the distribution too, right? We would have been able to see the distribution. Like, if you can easily see an accumulation, if you flip the chart, you probably don't need to flip it because you can already see a distribution. But is this a distribution structure here? That's the question, right? I don't think so. It's a distribution structure unless and until we are repeating what we were doing right here in 2019. If we are repeating this scenario, then maybe you can say what you are saying right there. But let's go ahead and move this fractal here. We will say that we have something like a black swan event, which is not something that is, you know, unlikely because of what we are seeing happening in the Middle East. And we say that what we were having then is almost the same moment that we have. But even, I mean, that one is really not matching, right? One way or the other, the price would still. Wait a second. Nah. Right here, I'll just be forcing things, to be honest with you. I'll just be forcing things here to match, but okay. Ideally speaking, they would match, but I think I'm just forcing it. And you would be expecting a crash like this to happen here from where we are sitting, which obviously we are seeing some red candles happening right there, then drop all the way down to 42k. It's a perfect scenario if you align it like that, but I don't think it's gonna be happening. I just don't think it's gonna be happening. I think, you know, ideally speaking, okay, if we repeat what we were doing back then in 2019, right before the pandemic, there are two things actually which are very, very suspicious right there. Number one is, if you look at the interest rates, this is also when interest rates were beginning to be cut, right? If I may pull that chart real quick, let's go to federal fund. Okay, and let's change the color, right? The color, because I hate this color, and I'm also colorblind, so I probably don't even know what color that is. But take a look at this moment there, right? This is almost the same kind of moment that we are in, which you just, you know, go sideways a little bit, you're grounding towards the upside. But in that moment was also marked with the beginning of, you know, the Fed cutting rates, and this was a cutting phase. The whole thing here was a cutting phase, and got accelerated with COVID, and also we saw the price dumping towards the downside, right? So number one, we have got the rates which are being cut, and then secondly, we also have got the black swan event, which is obviously COVID, right? So that's number one. But in the situation where we are, although this monthly candle, I don't know why this is still not reflecting, but I know that it has got a leg on it. The interest rate really have dropped already. And also, we probably may have a black swan event, which is the war in the Middle East that's just beginning to grow. That will be two things which will be coming together, and the conditions will be the same right there. Now, in that scenario, it probably means that, yeah, something like 42k is probably possible. But then again, in that scenario as well, you expect to recover, right? And continue to go ahead and set a new all-time high. I don't know if I confused a lot of people there, but yeah. Man, I don't see the direct accumulation that you're talking, or distribution to something like 42k unless and until we incorporate that scenario that we talked about here with COVID-19. That's the only way I see something like 42k being reached. And I hope that you also got my school of thought real easy there. I mean, a lot of the ones that you were talking about, so wondering if you are in that too. Yeah, of course I am. Of course I am, but I don't know the FUD meme coin that you were talking about. Let's see here. Can you please look at DOT and ADA? All right, we'll take a look at Polkadot. I looked at it earlier today, and we'll also take a look at Polkadot. We'll take a look at those ones. I think for the range, Bitcoin is already in. For the range on BTC is already in. You mean the bottom is already in for the range? Oh, I mean, that really remains to be seen. But the scenario that we were talking about of 42k, yeah, it's probably the most bullish, but short term is really not exciting. Nobody wants to see that. Nobody wants to see that. So let's take a look at ADA and Polkadot real fast. Yeah, I took a look at Polkadot earlier today, and I was, let's see here if my thoughts have changed, but I don't think they've changed. I mean, it was only today when I was taking a look at it. So this is the Polkadot chart, and the all-time, not the all-time low, but the all-time support right here is something like $3.70 by $3.70. We have seen that this is where it got supported for the ultimate bull run that it had. We got supported here, we got a pounds supported, another pounds towards the upside, and here we are again. What I'm waiting for here for Polkadot to do, if it doesn't break this support level right around $3.70, if it doesn't break this whole support, should it just come and kiss it one more time, I would be expecting this trend line to be broken. So the trend line, I mean, it depends when it's going to be breaking that, but all I want to see is, because I can see that the price is really being squeezed between, this support and the downward sloping resistance. But whenever we're breaking this here, I think this is the end of the bear trend for Polkadot. Now, you can see here would have completed a very nice work of accumulation pattern. And here with that work of accumulation pattern, where would the price go? I don't necessarily think that it will set a new all-time high. Why? Because sorry about that, many other things have come into this market and they've taken up the market cap and stuff like that. It's still one of those in the top 10 and stuff like that, but here I would just be waiting for something like a retrace. So it will still be something that is very much profitable. For example, we get to the 0.618, which is right around $35 here for Polkadot. That will be right around something like a 7x. I think it's still something that is generous, but in terms of like really getting into new all-time highs and doing the kind of run that it did back then in 2021, I don't think so. I just don't think so. So this is the long-term thing here for Polkadot, getting into massive support. The price will get squeezed right there and break the trend line. Then I think that's a good sign. All right, let's take a look at, let me drink a little bit of water. Okay. Let's take a look at Cardano. This is another one that I don't think is going to be setting another all-time high, really. But you know what? Let me not rush to conclusions, because it's also going to depend with how much it is actually crashed in the last bear cycle. What the hell am I drawing here? I mean, what is this all about? Okay, obviously this scenario didn't hold, so that is invalid right at this point. And I don't own any any Polkadot right now, or any Cardano. Actually, what I own is a sister chain of Polkadot, which is Kusama, because I used to believe that there is much more opportunity in Kusama than in Polkadot itself, because I mean they're going to rally at the same time, but the one that has got a big opportunity is Kusama. So I'm still holding that Kusama, although I'm 50% down, because I bought right around like $38 or something like that. Right now it's sitting right around $22 or something like that. So I'm still in a loss because of that. But here with Polkadot, sorry, with ADA, Cardano, from top to bottom here, we have crashed like 93%. Okay. This was looking like a wake of accumulation pattern, except that it didn't hold. So I don't know, man. I don't know, really. Let me just say I don't have an opinion on Cardano right now. I know the community is still strong and this coin can still make a huge comeback, but let's see how high it gets into higher retracement levels, like the thread range, which is like the 0.618. From where it's sitting right now, we'll be looking at, it can definitely do more than a 4x. It can definitely do more than a 4x. So it's likely that it can set a new all-time high, but will it be really, really far from the $3 mark that it was setting as a previous all-time? Probably not so far. We're looking at something like $5, $6 or something like that. But the honest truth is, I really don't have a strong opinion on Cardano. One thing that I know is that it has a very strong community behind it, and don't underestimate communities too. You shouldn't be underestimating them. I don't know how long we have been on this live stream, but I think I should be signing out slowly but surely. But you guys, if you've got any questions, real quick, let's do this in the next 5 minutes, and or actually let's do that in the next 7 minutes or so. Let's see what we got, and we can go ahead and give it a web, and then we'll make a very long video tomorrow talking about the Sui ecosystem. We'll talk about ICP, we'll talk about Jasmy, and we'll also be looking to take trades. What's my opinion on HBAR? One of the other altcoins that I think is very bullish long term, but how patient is everybody is the question with HBAR. HBAR USDT, I think the project itself is really great, but the problem is that the crypto market is something that is very much fluid, and it moves every single second. So let's go to Hedera HBAR, and again, the inflation has killed this project, right? I'm not saying the project is dead, right? I'm saying that by now this thing could actually have been in all-time highs, but the inflation is just too much. The inflation is just too much, and until that is sorted out, this is when we're going to see the ultimate potential of this whole thing. Right at this point, just like with anything else, it's almost struggling, just like the Polkadots and the Cardanos. In terms of like community, yes, it has a community, but not really something that is specific to HBAR itself. I think it takes a little bit from the XRP community, it takes a little bit from the Cardano community, and things like that. So yeah, it will have its time in the bull run, but just like Filecoin and the other things, the inflation has really been too high, and it's really been killed very much strongly. Let's see what has happened here with this. Okay, we've broken out. Ah man, again, I really cannot find strong opinions on this point to say that, you know what, we can do this and that. Honestly speaking, I think I will have to go ahead and look at the chart one more time. But just like a lot of things which are struggling, it's also just dragging along, and yeah, let's see if this support is going to be holding. If this support breaks here, the obvious next support level that we'll be looking for is the all-time low here, which was being set right now, right around December 22. I don't think that will be anything bullish for such a huge project with those big sponsors, that big of a community, and so much hype. I don't know, man, that will not be too good, but hopefully the support level here will hold. That is right around maybe 4.8 cents and 4.4 cents. Let's see if that is going to be able to hold. It has held already, like in August, and then also sometime back in September. So it has broken the trend line. I just want to see it being revisited a lot, because you know what, the more you hit on a support or resistance level, that's also the more likely you're going to break it. So I don't think that's necessarily going to be a good thing for you to be testing something like 3.5 cents, for example. Not too good. Not too good. Good fundamentals, 100%. I mean, the fundamentals, I don't have any doubt about it. It's really good, but the inflation has really been bad, and that's also the same thing with one of my favorite altcoins, which is Filecoin. Like, I really like what they are doing. I like the concept. It's really something that is almost novel, but the inflation is too high, and because of that, Filecoin just, you know, goes sideways for the most part. When you're seeing like an unknown altcoin that is flying like 40% in a day, Filecoin is doing 3%. So at times you'll be like, you know what, I love these projects, but are they really giving me what I want here? Or long term, when I say long term, what is long term, right? I've been holding this thing since 2024. I mean, since 2020. This is 2024. Now that's 4 years, and I'm only down, actually, you know, 50%. So how long is long term, right? In a market where you are seeing things going up 40%, 50%, what really am I waiting for here? So yeah, the thing with the circulating supply and stuff like that, I think a lot of people overlook it, but it's something that is very, very important. if you're involved in altcoins which really just continue dumping coins on the market every single day, that's probably not something that is very good. It's the same thing with XRP as well. I mean, how can one entity be holding more than 50? I love XRP, by the way, but I can also complain. It's like, me complaining about my girlfriend or my wife. You still love them, but you can criticize them every now and then, right? They also have some negatives. You know what, guys? Thank you so much for hanging out with me here. I would really love to do this one more time. Let's see if we can put out maybe 3 videos tomorrow. We'll talk about XRP, we'll talk about ICP, we'll talk about Jasmy, and yeah, we'll talk about Sui as well. So I'll see you in those videos, and we can also maybe have a live stream if we have got an extreme or an emergency like what we are having today. See you on the next one. Take good care of yourselves. Bye bye.